Hey everyone, and welcome to the Zone of Tech. I'm Daniel, and the iPhone SE is now official. Apple has just unveiled the brand new iPhone SE, which is basically a new 4-inch iPhone. It's a rebranded version of the iPhone 5S, so it has the exact same design, but with some upgraded specs and cameras. And so far, it sounds like one of the best things that could ever happen. A much cheaper version of the iPhone 5S, same specs, same cameras, and it's also a 4-inch version for any of you who prefer 4-inch phones. However, there are some things which Apple hasn't mentioned at all, some of which might actually change your mind when it comes to buying this phone. So here are 5 things you need to know before buying the brand new iPhone SE. Enjoy. Okay, so number 1, the iPhone SE comes with the exact same design as the iPhone 5S. So same front as the iPhone 5S and also the same back is the iPhone 5S. However, the internals have been completely upgraded. In my Final Leaks and Rumors video, I expected this to come with an Apple A8 chip. However, Apple has actually included the brand new Apple A9 chip that's also found in the iPhone 6s. So Apple A9 chip, most likely 2 GB of RAM, and also that Apple M9 coprocessor, which can track your movement throughout the day, so it knows when you're cycling, walking, climbing some stairs, or getting into a car. It also supports the brand new Hey Siri function, so you can say Hey Siri at any time, and the phone will activate Siri. So in terms of the performance, this is basically a clone of the iPhone 6s, and that's actually a really good thing. And also in terms of the cameras, I expected to see an iPhone 6 camera on the back, and as a matter of fact, well, we have iPhone 6s cameras. So 12 megapixel sensor on the back with 1.22 micron size pixels, an f2.2 aperture, and we also have 4K video recording on the iPhone SE as well. Slow motion at 240 frames per second. Basically everything in terms of the back-facing camera from the iPhone 6s is here in the iPhone SE as well. And that's just awesome as well. And in terms of the front-facing camera, remember that Retina flash from the iPhone 6s? When you take a photo, the screen lights up actually 3 times the brightness of the regular display, and then it automatically adjusts the temperature of the display depending on the lighting. So yeah, that's a True Tone flash on the iPhone 6s, and now we have a True Tone flash on the iPhone SE as well. So same performance, same exact cameras, well, not really. Even though we do have a Retina flash, the front-facing camera is actually the same one as on the iPhone 5s. So no improvements at all. Same 1.2 megapixel camera instead of the 5 megapixel one that we have on the iPhone 6s. Same 2.4 aperture, so yeah, not the best one in low light. And also the maximum video recording resolution is 720p. So yeah, this is the first thing that you need to know when considering buying this phone. Front-facing camera, not the best one. Number 2, we have the display. Now when it comes to the display, the most significant feature that's missing from the iPhone SE is Force Touch. Force Touch or 3D Touch. This was an exclusive feature to the iPhone 6s, and yeah, it still is an exclusive feature to the iPhone 6s. You do have live photos, by the way. The only difference is that when you want to view a live photo, instead of holding on a display, well, instead of pressing the display harder, you just hold on a display longer, and it still works. So that's one thing that you're not getting with the iPhone SE, but something that Apple hasn't mentioned anything about is this thing. The display is basically the exact same display as on the iPhone 5s. So yes, it's slightly lower resolution, but this doesn't matter because it's the same PPI, 326 PPI, so it's basically exactly as sharp as the 6s one. However, the contrast is still the same as on the 5s. So an 800:1 contrast ratio compared to 1400:1, which is a pretty huge difference. So the display is definitely going to look washed out when you compare it to an iPhone 6s, not even to mention a Samsung Galaxy 7 or anything like that. And with the iPhone 6s display, we've seen something called dual domain pixels. These allowed for a much wider viewing angles on the iPhone 6 and 6s, and this is also missing from the SE. So yeah, you're basically getting exactly the same display as the one on the 5s. The iPhone 5s had the same display as the iPhone 5. So basically you're getting a display from 2012, to put it that way. 4-year-old display. Number 3, actually number 2.1, because this is not that huge. Touch ID, we don't get Touch ID 2.0 like we did with the iPhone 6s. We still get Touch ID 1.0 like we did with the 5s. Touch ID hasn't seen any improvements at all. However, we do get Apple Pay. So the new iPhone SE does have an NFC chip, so we have Apple Pay as well. So you can just go to the supermarket and use the phone to pay if you have Apple Pay in your country. Hopefully you do. It's pretty awesome. Let me know in the comment section down below if you've ever used Apple Pay. Number 3, we have the battery life. So if any of you have used an iPhone 5 or an iPhone 5s, you probably know that the battery life was not the best. But surprisingly, the battery life on the iPhone SE is actually quite a lot better than the one on the 5S. So we get 13 hours of video playback, up from 10, which is a huge improvement. Also up from 10, 13 hours of Wi-Fi browsing, and 14 hours of talk time, up from 10. So this is a pretty significant increase, to be honest, especially considering the fact that we actually have the exact same battery as the one on the 5S. So even though the size of the battery hasn't seen any improvements, well, the Apple A9 chip is much more power efficient than the Apple A7 chip. Reason why it lasts longer. Let me know in the comment section down below, how long does their phone last for? Can you make it through a full day of usage? What phone are you currently using? Let me know. Number 4, this is unfortunately a pretty serious one. The baseline model is still 16 gigabytes. So yeah, the baseline iPhone 6s model was 16 gigabytes, and I actually made a video about that. Can you actually live? I tested, I did an experiment to see if you can actually live with a 16 gigabytes iPhone 6s without disabling any features at all. The results were pretty surprising. I'll leave the link for this video in the description box down below, by the way. But yeah, the baseline iPhone SE model comes with only 16 gigabytes of storage, which is simply unacceptable for a 2016 phone. Even though this is basically 2015 one, because it's basically an iPhone 6s inside an iPhone 5S case. But the thing that makes this phone really difficult to be used with just 16 gigabytes of storage is actually the camera. The fact that now you can record 4K videos. 4K videos take up a lot of space, and yeah, you can have that option off if you want to. Also in this video, I tested to see exactly how many minutes of 4K videos you can actually record on a 16 gigabytes iPhone. Hint, not a lot actually. And now with the performance of the Apple A9 chip inside the new iPhone SE, you can actually edit, by the way, 2 streams of 4K videos at the same time. You can do this in iMovie. However, if you have the 16 gigabytes model, well, you won't have any 4K videos left. And finally, number 5, the iPhone SE is actually quite a lot cheaper than the iPhone 6s, even though it has the exact same specs and the exact same back-facing camera and that Retina flash. So the baseline model, yes, I know, 16 gigabytes, but yeah, the baseline model starts at only $400. So $400 or 360 pounds versus a 16 gigabyte iPhone 6s, which is $650 or 540 pounds. So quite a huge difference. And you can also get the iPhone SE in 64 gigabytes of storage. There's no 32 or 128 gigabytes, by the way. This one starts at $500 compared to $750 like the iPhone 6s. So again, quite a substantial difference. I'll cover the iPhone SE in depth as soon as it comes out, which is March the 31st, by the way. So definitely be sure to subscribe if you want to see those videos as soon as they come out. Also, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about those 5 things you need to know when it comes to buying the iPhone SE? Did any of those things change your mind when it comes to buying the phone? Let me know, and if yes, which one? Also feel free to give this video a huge like if you have enjoyed it, and also don't forget to turn on notifications on my channel on both desktop and mobile. On mobile by simply clicking that bell icon next to my channel so that you're notified as soon as I upload a brand new epic video. But yeah, this has been pretty much it. All the things that I consider to be really important, things that Apple hasn't said anything about. Thank you for watching this video. I'm Daniel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Son of Tech, signing out. Cheers.